Hey guys, my name is Vanjo Marano for panlasangpinoy.com, and we are here today to try and review this Instapot model IPDUO60 6-quart multi-use programmable pressure cooker. You know what, I think based on this box, this is more than just a programmable pressure cooker because it's a 7-in-1 multifunctional cooker, meaning this single unit can be a pressure cooker. It can also be a rice cooker, a slow cooker, even a yogurt maker. You can use this as a steamer or something to saute food, and it can also serve as a food warmer. So that's, a lot of functions in there, and it looks very promising. I'm really excited. So I want to take first and foremost the people up there at Instapot for sending me this unit to review. And for you out there, to set our expectations, what I wanted to do is to see really what's inside this box and test this unit to cook different dishes. For those of you who don't know me yet, I run a food blog called panlasangpinoy.com, and I do a lot of cooking videos there. So my plan here is to cook dishes using most of the functionalities of this Instapot multi-use programmable pressure cooker and see how it fares. So if you are ready, let's try to open this box and see what's inside. Alright. So as you can see here, there's a lot of papers on top. I have here the user's manual. Oh, electric pressure cooker recipe. This is the recipe book, I assume, and it is. It looks good. We also have here the ownership registration and the warranty card. So let's just put that aside. Let's remove the unit from the box and let's see what we have here. Let's remove it completely. Let's take off the plastic. And there's you guys. So this is the Instapot electric pressure cooker, the IPDUO60 model. So I will be opening the lid to see what we have inside. So I see a stainless steel inner pot, and what we have is, I'd say that this is a measuring cup for the rice, since it also functions as a rice cooker. We have a plastic ladle here, a rice paddle. This also functions as, I think, some sort of a dripping cup for the rice cooker. And we have this, I think this is a stainless steel rack for the steamer. So that's what we have inside. Before we put this product to the test, let's try to get familiar with the different parts first. And I'll be cheating by getting the user's manual and identifying the different parts of this multi-cooker. So let's start with the cover or the lid. Let me just take that out. So this unit has this open and close arrow so that it'll be easy for you to determine how to open or close the product. And I am actually holding on to the lid handle. Now, as you can see, we have a valve on top, which is called the steam release. This one, and it has something to do with a pressure cooker function. So once you're done pressure cooking your food, you just adjust this valve over here so that steam or pressure will be released from the pressure cooker. And on that side also is what we call the float valve. So the float valve over here, that silver thing that you see, this determines if pressure is still in the pot or not. So if there is pressure in the pot, you'll see this rise a bit. And also at the other side of this lid is the sealing ring. Okay, so this sealing ring over here is what seals the pressure cooker. So this is also for the pressure cooker functionality. It helps seal the pressure in, and this is usually made of rubber, but I think this is made of silicone. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure that this is durable, so we'll put that on the test as well. So this is the lid that I have here. And then putting this aside, the actual unit has the handles on both sides, which is the left part, at least my left part, and my right part. And we also have this control panel in the middle, and that's it. So before I begin, I will make sure that that stainless inner pot gets cleaned well along with the lid, and then I will first try to test the rice cooker functionality. So what we'll do is we'll cook rice in this Instant Pot multi-cooker and see how it goes. So let me just clean this up and I'll show you how it's done. So I'm back, and as promised, I just cleaned the inner pot and added rice and water here. So we will be attempting to test the rice cooker functionality of this Instant Pot multi-use programmable pressure cooker, which is actually a 7-in-1 multifunctional cooker. So this is one of the functionality, which is, you know, the rice cooker functionality. But just a quick note on what I did with the rice. So guys, just so you know, cooking rice might sound simple to those of you who don't do it most of the time, but in reality, cooking your own rice manually is kind of cumbersome, because manually cooking your rice would need you to be there all the time to make sure that it's not, you know, it doesn't get burnt. So you have to check on it once in a while, and you also, you know, have to adjust your stovetop, the heat on your stovetop, in order to get that perfect rice. So what I did was to put 2 cups of rice in this inner pot, and when you cook rice, at least what I do is wash it twice to get rid of the starch in it, and add the water, just enough water to cook your rice, and that's what you saw a while ago. So I will go ahead and close the lid. And you heard a sound there. So I was actually looking at the user's manual on how to cook rice here, and it appears that it's pretty much straightforward. So you don't need to program anything. When you're cooking rice, what you need to do is just click this rice button over here and just wait for a few seconds for the system or for this product to actually determine what's going on, and you'll hear that beep and you'll see that on sign in there. That means that Instant Pot is trying to cook your rice. So what I need to do right now is, you know, just forget about it. I already set my rice here. This is what I am expecting in a rice cooker. I set it and I forget about it. I'll just wait for this Instant Pot IPDUO60 to get my attention later when the rice is done. So I'll get back to you later once that happens. There you go, guys. So that's what we're waiting for. So the Instant Pot cooker, which is a rice cooker at this point, well, just got our attention, saying that the rice is already cooked, and you can see this keep warm light here below, which is one of the functionality as a food warmer. So we actually tried the rice cooker functionality and the food warmer functionality. So at present, since we cooked the rice in low pressure, that means that there is still pressure in this unit. So what I'll do is wait for a few minutes to, slowly release that pressure. And then what I will do is I will manually release the pressure using the knob that I showed you a while ago. Hey guys, I'm really excited on the outcome of this. So I think I can now manually release this steam by putting this steam valve to venting mode. But while doing this, better do extra precaution, because steam is really hot and you don't want to burn yourself here. So do it slowly. So as you can see, when you put it in venting mode, you would hear the sound of the steam coming out. So it'll be like that for a while until the pressure is totally out of the unit. And then once it stops releasing pressure, that's the time that we can open the lid and see what happens to the rice. So let me open this to see what's going on. Whoa! The rice seems to be cooked perfectly. So what I'll do is I will give it a close-up. So as you can see, that's the rice over there. I think that it's perfectly cooked. So what I will do is I'll grab this tool, which is called a rice paddle, to see how our rice went. And as you can see, guys, it's cooked perfectly. Let me try to taste it. It's cooked just right, the way I want it. It's not very sticky, it's not tough, it's just right. And the good thing about it is, it cooked really fast, faster than the rice cooker that I have. So I think that the rice cooker functionality of Instant Pot really went well. So what we need to do right now is to transfer this rice to, a container where I could cover this for later use, because I wanted to clean this inner pot so that we could cook more dishes. So wait for me, guys, for a few seconds. Let me just clean this up and we'll move on to making other delicious dishes here. Alright guys, so we're ready to make the other dish. I'll be making a type of beef stew here. We have just witnessed how Instant Pot made rice, and I thought that it was great. So let's see how it'll fare for this beef stew dish that we'll be making. And for this recipe, I will be using Instant Pot's Saute functionality, the pressure cooker functionality, and we'll see what will happen. So first thing, I will need to saute some onions and garlic. So I will need to click on or to press this saute button here, and you'll see 30. That means that Instant Pot allows us to saute food for 30 minutes. So I think 30 minutes is too much for this recipe, so it's no problem for me. I just need about probably 10-15 minutes to do this. So it's on, meaning Instant Pot is starting to heat up the inner pot here, the stainless inner pot that we have. So what I'll do is to grab just a bit of oil, and I'll adjust the camera this time so that you can see what's going on inside. So I will add some oil here. And And I'll just wait for a few minutes before that oil gets hot. So it took about 2.5 to 3 minutes before the oil got hot. And I think that's okay, but it's not the same as using a stovetop, because you could heat oil in a stovetop or in a pan cooking in a stovetop for at least a minute. But that's okay though, because 2 minutes or 3 minutes is not bad at all. So what I need to do is put in the garlic and the onion and start to saute this. So what we want to do here is to brown the garlic a little bit while cooking the onions or sauteing the onions until it becomes soft. And later on, we'll try to add in the beef and try to brown it a little. The garlic and the onions are looking good. Now before I add the beef, I usually sprinkle in some ground black pepper first, so that the beef would absorb the flavor of the ground black pepper while it's cooking. So let me just give this a quick stir. And it's time for me to put in the beef chuck. This is what I'll be using for our beef stew here. So let me put it one by one. So what I'm trying to do right now is to saute the beef along with the garlic and onion and try to, brown this a little bit before I add in the other ingredients and put this in pressure cooker mode. So this will just take a few minutes. After I brown the beef, then we'll be able to add the other ingredients, and we'll be able also to test the pressure cooking mode of this Instapot IPDUO60 6-quart multi-purpose cooker, or you could also call this an electric pressure cooker. Alright guys, so you can see that the beef is browning perfectly, and I didn't had a hard time trying to steer the beef. So far so good. And let me just give it a little close-up so that you would see it up close. So there's our beef. Now what I will do is to add in the potatoes. So these are the potatoes. It is soaked in water to prevent oxidation. So what I'll do is I'll just drain the water out. And put the potatoes in here. So I am using potatoes with skin. I did not peel the skin because the skin of the potato is full of vitamins. All you need to do is brush it thoroughly so that you can be sure that it's clean. Alright, there you go. And next that I'll do is pour in the beef broth or the beef stock, whatever you have in there, and some tomato sauce. Alright. And what I'll do is I'll just give this a quick stir. Then now we will be able to see the pressure cooker functionality and capability of this Instapot IPDUO60 multi-cooker. So let's see. Alright, now guys, we have secured the lid of this Instapot multi-purpose cooker. Now we have to change the mode from saute to pressure cooker. So there are two things that you could do to change this into pressure cooker mode. You could either click the meat stew button here on the side of the control panel, and this is based on the user's manual that I just read. So once you click this, hit pressure, then this unit will automatically calculate how much time is needed to cook your dish based on the weight. Or you could always do the manual mode for pressure cooker. So since I know the exact time for this recipe, I will be using the manual mode for this. So I'll just hit on the manual button. So first I need to cancel this saute mode and do the manual, and then automatically it says 30 minutes. I need less than that, so I'll put in 25 minutes here. So this recipe really cooks in the pressure cooker for about 20 to 21 minutes, but just so you know guys, this unit here, this Instapot pressure cooker, has lower PSI or lower pressure compared to the stovetop pressure cooker. So stovetop pressure cooker has like about 15 PSI. This has about 11 to 12. So in order to compensate to that, we need to adjust the time so that the meat and the entire ingredients here will be tender as we expect. That's why I added a little bit of time. So what we need to do right now is just to wait until this completes, and then we'll see what the outcome of the dish is. After the time set, the pressure cooker has done its job. So what I'm doing right now is to just let the pressure vent off. So that's the sound that you're hearing. And later on, once the pressure is completely gone, what we'll do is open the lid and see what's inside this pot. Time to look and see what's inside. Let me just quickly open the vent, or the lid rather, and well, you can see that this is still hot in here. So let me do a quick stir. Oh, everything looks great. So let me just focus the camera in here so that you would see what happened. So as you can see right now, the beef is cooked, and I believe that this is really tender. Yes, it is tender, and the potatoes are cooked as well. But let me do something so that you would clearly see what's going on. So I'll be using the ladle that comes with this multi-cooker to get some of the pieces that we just cooked. So here we have the beef and the potatoes. So I just want you to see what happened. So as you can see guys, here it is. So as you can see, the meat is cooked perfectly. It's so tender. The potatoes are still intact and cooked properly. I cannot ask for more. This is the exact outcome that I'm expecting. So what I'll do is to, just add in more spices and more seasoning, and I'll be serving this. But for the meantime, while I'm doing that, I'll also be cleaning this Instant Pot, because we'll be doing our last test, which is the slow cooker test. So we'll be making pulled pork as our next recipe to test the slow cooker functionality. So I'm pretty excited, and I hope that you are too. So stay tuned guys. We are at the last part of our test, wherein we'll be testing the slow cooker functionality of this Instapot IPDUO60 multi-purpose cooker. And what I have here are pork shoulders that I've arranged in the inner pot, as you can see now. So I will add the other ingredients. I have here the mixture of spices and sugar. So I'll just put this in the pot just like that, and I'll put in some beef broth and also red wine vinegar. And then this recipe is interesting because I'll be adding in some cola. Don't worry guys, this will be good afterwards. So once the cola is in there, let me just close the lid of this Instapot IPDUO60, and I'll be clicking, or I'll be pushing on the slow cook button. So it's set to normal, and I'll just do a good 8 hours of cooking here, and that's it. So I'll just wait for 8 hours so that this pulled pork will be completed, and then we'll see what the final result of the dish is, or this test is. So I'm pretty much excited. I'll see you guys later. It has been more than 8 hours already, and I'm really excited to see what happened to our pork. So let me just quickly open the lid to see how the slow cooker functionality went. That smells good. So as you can see, here is our pork right now. So I am expecting this to be as tender as it can be after slow cooking it for 8 hours. So let's see. You be the judge. So I'll pull one. And as you can see, guys, I can't even pull it, as a whole, because it's very tender. It falls apart and it looks really good. Let me just, try to make sure that this is really tender by tasting one. So I'll try to taste this one. Just want to make sure that this is okay. This is really good. It's very, very tender. And the spices and the seasonings that I added in there really did a good job. Yum, yum. So I would say that our test for the slow cooker functionality of this Instapot IPDUO60 was a success. And before I forget, because it was really good, so sorry guys, before I forget, let me just do a real quick summary of what we did. Number one, we tested this unit with its rice cooker functionality, wherein we tried to cook white rice, and I thought that it really did a great job in cooking white rice. It is just perfect according to my criteria because it is not sticky, and I used jasmine rice, by the way, so it was not sticky at all, and the rice was cooked perfectly. Number two, we cooked beef stew using the Saute and pressure cooker functionality, and I would say that's one of the best stews that I have ever tasted. Not because it's my recipe, but because it was really, executed well with this pressure cooker. And number three is this pulled pork that we just did. Pulled pork really takes a lot of time, so we did it for 8 hours, and it really is worth the wait. This pulled pork will be prepared later on, but as in terms of its appearance, its texture, its taste, I think that we nailed it. This is a really great pulled pork. So to give my conclusion for this Instapot IPDUO60, I think that if this unit is not given to me for free, I would still buy this because this is really worth it. Because think about it, you have a rice cooker, you have a pressure cooker, and you even have a slow cooker. In terms of space, instead of like having 3 units at a time, you'll have just 1 unit. It saves you a lot of space. In terms of price, well, it saves you a lot of dollars as well. And in terms of functionality, you've seen what we did. And I am not, connected with, the company that manufactures this. So I won't be biased in this review. So I'm just saying that the only negative that I found with this unit is during the saute functionality, if you recall, it took us about 2.5 to 3 minutes before we were able to saute the onions and the garlic. That's it. Otherwise, and it's not a bad thing because I can wait for, that short amount of time to saute my onion and my garlic. Otherwise, I didn't see anything bad about this unit. And I would recommend IPDUO60, which is the model of this Instapot multi-programmable pressure cooker to you guys.